a great day. A few minutes behind here. Just getting things going. How are you? Excited for a great day? My name is Carlos. This is the men's edition, Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop legacies that are rooted in freedom, faith, and above all, love. That's what we do. We love to love. We love to be loved, of course, and uh, love is essential. Good morning. I'm here to tell you about love and talk about love today and developing relationships that are based on love that bring forth and bring the best out in people. I hope today you will be connecting with others and being loved by others. Oh, and it has been a beautiful morning. Just getting going. Good morning. I was waiting on my coffee to heat up this morning a little bit. Got to start it sooner. So I think my voice is coming back. Going to be gentle with it today, but it is getting better. Hopefully you're healthy and strong and finding love and giving love and being that administrator of love and communicating well love, as we talked about yesterday. So if you want to find love, if you want to keep love, and if you want it to be epic, it really does take intentional work. It takes the ability to press through hard things, and it takes being able to communicate that love and being affectionate with connection and touch and words that help people to feel loved and honored and blessed. And excuse me. That's why this is live, right? One of the things that I would say is that it is important for you to ways to show love are also to learn more about people and understand who they are, where they come from, be genuinely interested. Yeah, I'm getting better, bro. Thanks. And thanks for being here, man. Uh, so as you choose to embark on this day today and love others, there are very powerful ways to do that. And we said yesterday how important and how good it is to get up and to say I love you. I think I challenged the men yesterday to do it 9 times. How did it go? And I find it interesting that sometimes men will be like, well, I didn't do it. It's like, okay, why didn't you do it? What happened? I don't know. Was it because I told you to? And seriously, I've had that happen where men are like, yeah, because you told me to. I just, I have my way of showing love. Like, okay, great. And tell me more about that. How do you show love? What does love mean to you? And what does love look like to you? Describe it. And again, it's not wrong. Any form of love where you feel you're loving others, you are. There's not a rule that says, oh, your love is right or mine is wrong or yours is wrong and mine is right. It's not like that at all. But yet people get caught up in that mode of right and wrong, trying to figure out what is right, what is wrong, and then they get spun up, trying to justify whose answers, whose actions, whose ways are right or wrong, instead of truly trying to understand how to love and then love more, and how to love people where they are, and then help people by loving them more than who they are. And I believe love can pull so many great things out of you. There's a love chapter in first, second, third John are great love chapters. Matter of fact, and that's what I want to talk about this week as we're embarking on a powerful week is love. We're in the middle of the week now, Wednesday, right? I'm losing track of my days this week. But it's still the first week of the month, first full week, I should say. And so here we are on Wednesday. They call it hump day, getting over the middle of the week. It's all downhill from here. um, but talking about love is understanding and looking up and seeing what the Bible says about love. Perfect love casts out all fear. And that fear is literally fear of punishment. It's a crippling thing to have fear of punishment, to have this always feeling like, oh, what is going to happen now? What am I doing wrong now, and how am I going to be punished, or what's am I doing everything right? Is And I've been accused of that before as well. Like, everybody's like, well, I had it said one time that, not one time, probably several times, that, oh, there's the right way, there's the wrong way, and then there's Carlos's way. Like, you got to do it his way. And for years I've really worked to try to empower people and to love them where they are, and to um, inspire them for their ideas, inspire them for their way of thinking and doing things. And so it is a it is a challenging thing, because I'm constantly trying to help people to choose love and choose action and move forward, and to do something. I love to help people get unstuck. Go, let's go. And I guess at times that can be seen as controlling, demanding, and pushy, for sure, right? Um, and believe me, I see what you're saying, and I understand um, why you must feel that way. Because yes, uh, I am definitely pushy. That I want to see things get done. I want to see you get results. I do appreciate and love change and transformation. I really do. That's a big part of my peculiar, because I'm a catalyst for metamorphosis. I'm all about change and transformation, and constantly growing, constantly learning. And, I guess I know it makes people very uncomfortable. But the reality is, if you want results, if you want change, if you want more, if you want better, if you want your dreams and goals, come on, let's do it. Let's go after it. And so oh, well, thank you. I just want to encourage you. I am actually not ex-Amish, seeing the questions on here. Um, it's interesting. We got the reputation because we've helped so many Amish, and we are the Amish Matchmakers by reputation of helping so many Amish to get married, matching them up. It's been almost 30 couples in the last 5 years, and yeah, we love what we do, and so it's kind of gotten us a reputation. Matter of fact, I've had many Amish. And when I say Amish, it's because they still speak the language. It's still part of their culture. Um, and so I've had many Amish so that have told us if we were anything connected to the Amish or had it in our background, they wouldn't work with us, just because of the influence and that can bring in the way of thinking and the way. And matter of fact, I've heard some Amish leaders say that hey, you should go find a someone that's not Amish to learn from. And I get it. I get it. So thanks for asking. And this great opportunity since I'm breaking to look at some of these posts um, and comments here. What did I walk into? Is that we are willing to bring our best, my wife and I, skills of the three C's of intimacy, three C's of love, and all of our content. We have, three core activities, and we have our connection DNA, which is all about connection. It really is. It's creating habits and a flow that will bring love and intimacy and connection. And we're gonna just give you everything. If you ask questions, we'll tell you, we'll give you the answers that we have, the understanding that we have, and the things that we've been through that have helped us to grow and learn and help thousands of others. But we would ask one favor of you. Would you hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell? So when we go live, you'll actually get a notification. And here's why. It's when you do that, it makes the AI, the algorithms and the social media platforms know that people are interested, and then it gets it out there to others and more people. So would you take time to do that today? It'd mean a lot. We'd appreciate it. And we've got a campaign going. When we hit 1,000, I'm gonna shave off my mustache and look more Amish. Put on some suspenders. My wife and I put on. We had one of our clients who just we went to a home in Indiana, an Airbnb, and they had some Amish clothing that they put out there and said, "Hey, if you want to try them on and see what it looks like and feels like to wear Amish clothing, go for it." And we did. One of our clients said, "Oh my gosh, you guys got to dress up." So we did, and we had fun with it. We'll do more of it for sure. Um, Crazy season right now, busy with all that's going on. My wife and I have done a lot in the last 5 years, reflected on the last 5 years, and I love sharing about it because if we can do it, you can do it. And it has been a powerful, amazing journey. And to finish the year strong, literally on New Year's Eve, my wife finalized a deal and negotiated and worked on the terms and got signed contract of an acquisition that made our total net worth of from zero assets, zero businesses, because when we entered 2020 and COVID shut everything down, we had no business. We had a multi-million dollar business, excuse me, handyman and doing projects for Tesla in California. When we left, our chief of operations was running the show, and she had a crew and teams, and they were going. And then we left California, not realizing that COVID would hit in 2020. We left to find land in Georgia. That's what brought us here to Georgia. And it's interesting, when we got here, then COVID hit, and then everything changed. That business completely shut down. Here was a business that we were supposed to have as kind of a cushion and a foundation of cash flow and support coming to Georgia. And then we had nothing all of a sudden. So we had to pivot. And we were already doing events. That's why we came here. We wanted land, wanted to get a home that could be used for our epic intensives. And now we're at ground zero. We're like, oh, we have no business, no nothing now. What do we do? And so we did. We created Connection DNA. We created content online since we couldn't meet in person to administer and to deliver the content and to work with people in person as an example, because that was our heart always through our events. Um, so we had to pivot, as they said, during COVID, and we did. We figured it out, but yet we still had a mission and a plan, and we've become real estate developers in these 5 years. We bought some land, bought a home. We built 2 homes. Um, we have acquired multiple companies. We've developed a couple of companies, and it's just been phenomenal. And even have uh, the reputation of Amish Matchmaker and a network that is looking to possibly have a reality TV show about us. Just so much, and to close out the year with a final company that is worth millions. Um, to then increase our portfolio from zero in 2020, no like assets. I guess we had obviously some money in savings. We had a little bit in, but the business was shut down. Most of our investment and money had gone into the business that was um, doing those Tesla projects before, and nationwide handyman and things. It was interesting when I think back how we were just really starting from scratch, and we had our truck and our toy hauler fifth wheel. And that's what my wife said when we left California, going to make dreams come true. She put that on the side of the fifth wheels. We did a yard sale and sold a ton of stuff from the house we were renting in California. I'll never forget that. Super cool how my wife just has such vision and dreams and goes after it. Together, we have done some crazy, crazy things when I look at it. And so going from zero, coming here with, I remember we had a baby piano in there. We had washer and dryer. We had some furniture. Still have some of that furniture, actually. A couple of pieces that we had then. Um, and so it is fascinating, though, to come here and then not even have. A lot of people are like, oh, so you have land bought there? No, we didn't at the time. We had to be creative in getting the land and getting the deal done and building relationships and networks and connections. But we got it done. And then to celebrate on January 31st, our final piece to the portfolio to end a 5-year run, and to look back and go, oh my goodness, from 0 to 4 million in our complete portfolio of real estate businesses, and value of what we bring, and reputation of Amish Matchmaker. It's all combined. It's powerful. It's really powerful. So grateful for that, and grateful that we can lead and move forward by example. That's all we can do. And so I share these things because I want to encourage you. If we can do it, you can do it. And I will tell you, it would not. I'm going to tell you this for sure. It would not have been possible. It would not have been possible had it not been for my wife and I working together as one team. I think, we've been together for over 15 years now. And I will tell you, that's the secret to it. And I'm trying to encourage you right now as you're watching. If you're single, it's so worth it. I believe 100% in marriage. And I will tell you that we have been together for over 15 years. And it was like 10 years it took us to work on this and get in sync and really figure out this process of marriage, this process of love and connection and affection. And through the process, we've helped others and taught others as we've worked on the best, most efficient processes, right? And strategies for connection and love and affection. And so then it was like at the end of the 10 years, we now had some really powerful skills and abilities and strategies that then we shared with the world, started to make it more public, and then being on social media more often, and then having our course connection DNA, and having our 3 core activities, and having all the ways that we do train and teach people, our events and things, that it just snowballed. It was like compound effect after doing it for 10 years as a couple and then introducing it to others. It just really came to a beautiful head, and now it just is compounding very quickly. I mean, I'm here to tell you that we did it in 5 years. However, it's literally 15 years of accumulated hard work and effort of learning the skills and the process, what it takes to have an epic marriage and epic connection, but also what it takes to get results in business and finances. We've really, really worked hard. And my wife it was very, very appropriate that on New Year's Eve, she would be the one to close the final deal that would be worth multi-million dollar deal, because she, this was a legacy company that she worked on and connected with and finalized that deal. It was totally God's will that for her to see it and feel that confidence of doing that. And I'm super grateful for my wife again that she is an amazing skills of connection, amazing skills of relationship, and again, getting over trauma and triggers and helping you to live a victorious life and tell a different story and live a different story, walk a different story. You have what it takes. I believe in you, but it does take work. It does take repetition. Don't think you can just jump in one day and be changed the next. You can make a decision to be changed, but then you got to rewire your brain. You got to rewire the habits and do the work to rewire that. So, hello. If you say femboy, I'll sub. There you go, femboy. Whatever that is. Are you a femboy? I'm listening. Mr. John or Mr. Femboy, whatever you are. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Said you would. Gotta believe you will, right? So today, being the love talk and continue to talk about what love looks like, I would love to have interaction in the comments. I am here live. This is real and live. And I am reading your comments. What does love look like to you? What does love feel like? What is it that really genuinely makes you feel loved and honored? We have a course that we talk about in Connection DNA. We often talk about there's a acronym called Shapers in that course. It's an 8-week, 40-session course. And Shapers is what we call we have our 3 core activities, and then we have what we call our core values. And shapes our who we are, our persona, and our actions. But it is also like our core values of who we're becoming because we're practicing things. You'll find that the person you're becoming are actually the habits that you're creating. And so that Shapers is an acronym, and the H in Shapers, shaping who we are and shaping the world for goodness and greatness and epic, is H. In the H in Shapers stands for honor. And so, what we have come to know and believe and trust as we go through life and as we have done lots of work with people and again on ourselves first and constantly improving ourselves, is we have grown to learn and discover that the H, honor, is love in action. And the best way to show love in action is to honor someone. And to be able to honor someone is to know them, is to genuinely know them, to be able to ask questions and learn about them. But also to be able to validate is a huge part of honor. And men, this men's edition, that muscle of validation doesn't exist very well in men. It's the truth. And the sooner you understand that, know that, and admit that, the better you'll be. If I was to ask 10 men what validation was, even how to validate, I'd probably first get stares and no answer. When I ask a lot of questions like this, I get no answer. If I was to ask what validation was, it's funny. I'd probably get deer in a headlight staring at me like, I don't know. I don't know what it means to validate. I don't know what validation means. And if you look it up, you'll find different ways of validating and answers. The reality is to validate, is to help someone feel valid in emotional situations that people are in, and specifically with the female that you are courting or going after if you're single, or maybe it's the female that you're dating and going on dates with and learning more about, or the female that you're engaged to, or the female that you're married to. Like She wants to know that you care. She wants to know that you love her. She wants to be feel loved, honored, and she wants to feel special and important. Well, the way you can help her feel honored and blessed and special and important is to hear her. Okay. I need you to listen up. To hear her. To hear her is to acknowledge her, but not just, well, let me repeat back to you what you just said because you were listening very good. No, it's for you to acknowledge and to see and validate so she feels valid her emotions. This is real. Validation is tied to emotions. And people want to know that their emotions matter and that you can understand. Understanding someone's emotions does not mean, this is very important, man. I want you to write this down. If you're in a place where you can, it does not mean you agree. To acknowledge somebody's emotions does not mean that you agree. Okay? You're validating someone does not mean you agree with the fact that they are emotional or frustrated about a situation or blah blah blah, or maybe that you think that you agree that their emotions are the right thing to have in this situation. No, it's kind of like this when they're tied up in those emotions. You see my hands? They're like little circles, right? And it's real. There's science behind it. When you're feeling frustrated and you're experiencing strong emotions, your hands are gripped. You're cycling. You're looping thoughts, anger, frustration. You may be up all night. You may be all day stewing and steaming, and you can't stop thinking about it. It's physiology. And at times, I need help releasing, okay? Letting go, releasing. Because when you're spinning like that, it just gets darker, it gets more frustrating, and you get more upset, and it doesn't take you to a very beneficial place when you're all stressed and all emotional, right? So then we need to release, but at times we can't. We're just spun up. We just can't stop the cycle of thinking about this negativity, negativity, negativity. We get stuck in a loop or a cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. So then when you as a man, and by the way, men need this as well, can be a good listener and validate and say, I can see how you must feel. Remember, we're acknowledging and we are validating emotions, feelings. So the word feel is okay to say. Well, I can really see how you must feel that way. I can understand and see that must really frustrate you or make you upset. I can see that's really hard for you, really challenging, really upsetting for you. Acknowledging the emotion. When you validate and acknowledge the emotion, it's almost like you're helping them to see that they're not crazy. And it's like you're allowing them to let go of the loop that they've been stuck in and release that emotion. And again, you as the person validating and acknowledging those emotions, that doesn't mean that you take it on. No, you don't want to do that either. Right? I mean, there's a lot of science behind that as well, like counselors and therapists who have very dark lives, and many of them have caused have even gone through depths of depression themselves, and even they say it's a high cases of suicide in those unfortunately in those um, work or in that sorry in that practice of being a therapist or being a counselor or a psychologist. Like, it's interesting. So when people are releasing or needing validation, we don't want to receive it either as a person acknowledging those emotions they're going through. And how are we receiving it? Well, if we own it, if we think we caused it, or we think that we're the one that is responsible for it, and we take it on, or that it's our fault that they're having this emotional issue or having this this meltdown or having this again, it's interesting because we talk about the bad in that in that view of it, but also even in the good things. You know, when you're motivating, inspiring people, and having them help them have breakthrough in their lives, even in a good way, thinking that we did it. No, they're doing it. They're making a decision for change and transformation. They're making a decision to go through metamorphosis to decide I'm going to be different today. I'm going to make a decision to improve little things today that will, in the long run, create the butterfly that will help me to go through transformation for the good, beneficial transformation. So, again, whether it's good or bad, when we help people, it is really about them making the decision, them having the breakthrough. And so that's the thing too. And the negative side, when you are validating them, helping them to release that pain, that frustration, that emotion, so they can receive a new story, so they can receive a new understanding of life, a new understanding of love, a new understanding of relationships, whatever the case may be that they are challenged by or dealing with. So validation, it is a powerful tool to help people to release, to receive a new version, a new story, a new blessing. And that is a good listener is typically can help be a good validator to help people to feel heard and seen is to validate them and to know that they are not crazy because they have these emotions. They are not out of whack and out of their mind, which you feel that way when you're in that loop, when you're in that constant nagging of the same thoughts and over and over and over. And you're like, what is wrong with me? And you're angry and frustrated. And the emotions are so rampant and so high. And then someone comes along and says, I love you. I can feel you. I see that you're really struggling. That must be really hard. Acknowledging the emotions and the feelings that you're going through. And then still able to say, I love you. It's going to be okay. We can do this together. It's a powerful thing to come alongside and love someone well. And that is, one of the verses in the Bible talks about no greater love hath a man than to lay down his life for another. It's a powerful thing. And so again, it's one thing to love and be loved. It's another thing too, though, to be abused and to be constantly ridiculed, condemned, criticized. That's not healthy either. So it's about understanding to love, but then not to allow others to walk all over you. This isn't about that. This is truly about understanding what validation is and what love is. I want to pull up some verses real quick. Let's go through the top 3 verses of what love is. I love the love chapters. Going to bring them up probably some in First John, Second John. My grandfather, great man, passed away. Bro Lawrence, great man, very focused on the Bible and the Word, great scholar and studier of the Word. And I remember in his dying bed as I went to visit him um, in his last few weeks and months of life and spending time with him and asking him, because I knew he loved the Word so much, the Bible, but he was in and out of consciousness. And so I would ask him, hey, I know you love the Bible, Grandpa. And what would you like to read? And it is amazing that he said to me, First John, Second John, and Third John. I was like, okay. And so we'll start with that in honor of my grandfather. It is top 3 that was pulled up here of the love verses that represent love so well. in the Bible. And this one is 1 John 4, chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. Dear friends, the source of love. Let us love one another, for love comes from Papa. I'm going to say Papa wherever it says God, because, yeah, it's a whole nother thing that Jesus, Yeshua came that we may see him as Father, that we may pray our Father. So I want you to start acknowledging that. Would you change with me? Because if he is our Father and we know him as Father, then we don't need to say God anymore. We can say Father, Abba, Papa. Seriously. So interesting to me. But that's, again, a whole nother topic. But dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from the Father, from Papa. Everyone who loves has been born of the Father and knows the Father. Isn't that much more appropriate than God, by the way? Because love, really, you feel it more when you're talking about a father or papa. When you say God, it seems like it's kind of distant. It seems like there's a separation. And by the way, a little thought on that whole process. In Genesis, literally, God referring to himself, talking about himself as he created man, he talked about himself as Father, and that Adam and Eve were his children. And it's interesting that when Lucifer in the garden was tempting Adam and Eve, he referred to Father as God. He shifted it and changed it to God, like a God versus Papa, Abba, Father. It's really, really interesting. He wanted to create that separation instead of like, hey, your daddy over there, surely he wouldn't let you die. He goes, no, God surely wouldn't let you die. It's just deceit. But the deceit was even how he addressed him. So, dear friends, let us love one another. 1 John 4, 7 and 8. Love one another, for love comes from the Father. Everyone who loves has been born of the Father and knows the Father, knows Papa. Whoever does not love does not know Papa, because Papa, Father, Abba, is love. He is love. You shall know them by their fruit, the fruit of love. It's not just, love is just not something that Papa does. It's who he is, really. And who are you? Are you love? Do you give love? Love in action. Honor. To honor is to show love in action. We all have heard the love version, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. It says, love is patient. So let's talk about that. Let's say, since we know that Father, Abba, Papa is love, then let's talk about this in this way. Father is patient. Father is kind. Father doesn't envy. He does not boast. He is not proud. Does not dishonor others. Does not take him, or he's not self-seeking, not easily angered, and Father keeps no record of wrong. Father, Abba, does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects. Our Father, Abba, always protects, always trusts, always hopes. And Father, always, I love that it ends with this, verse 7, perseveres. That's what love is. Truly believe that. The love is long-term, genuine commitment. That's how I would describe love. Over the years, that's what I've discovered, and I believe commitment. What does commitment look like? It's a better, easier word, I believe, to understand is commitment. And it is powerful to be committed to something greater than you and to be committed to someone else. That's how love is shown, is to love, is to be committed no matter what. It's pretty crazy, right? That's that unconditional love. All right. And the third expression of love, one of the highest expression of love. And that's what I just said. It's funny that it popped up. They're listening. Is John 15:13. No greater love has one than this, to lay down his own life for one's friend. And I think that's very powerful and purposeful. Love to do a deep dive on it because it's a friend. It's not your wife. It's not your children. It's not your mom or dad or relative. It says friend. So it's interesting how you kind of take the unexpected thing. The expected thing would be, yeah, your spouse, your children, your relatives. You must give your life for them. If you really love them, you would give your life for them. What about a stranger? What about a friend? And yesterday, I discovered something very powerful about a man that I'm getting the privilege and honor to learn from and gain skills from and understanding of a business Chantel and I have acquired, Nesbitt Repairs, and Frank Nesbitt. I just want to give a shout out to this man. He, man, he's a man who really cares. He's a man who would lay down his life and has proven it over and over. Him and his one of his good friends, Tim, worked for the fire department in Madison. This is where this company is, Nesbitt Repairs. And we are keeping the name. We're keeping Frank around too as well. Um, he's passing the baton on to Chantel and I and our legacy. And he has taken us under his wing. Amazing man, big heart, tons of compassion. It's a great fit for us because, he was telling us he taught Sunday school on Sunday, and just his heart for God and for the Word, for Father, right, for Papa, Ava. And when I think of this verse, I think of him because we were getting to see some a portfolio. Him and Tim, he was assistant fire chief, and Tim was fire chief there in Madison for I think over 20 years. And they worked for the fire department together as friends. But, you know, Tim was sharing about how, Frank would just go do it. And like before anybody could get out of the truck, Frank was already there trying to help. And it's like, you got to get your gear on, Frank. Frank's trying to get the hose out and spraying, like, hey, can you go get your mask on and your gear? It's kind of dangerous. You got to get the proper equipment. But Frank would just jump in there and help people and love people. And again, that is love, to be able to sacrifice your life for a perfect stranger. The fire department, first responders, they do this. I would say most of the time, a lot of the time, they don't know who they're helping. They might sometimes, but again, it's like this is a potentially perfect stranger that they're risking their life for. So I commend those first responders, those in the world of fire department, police department, military, and even EMS and emergency services, whether it's ambulance and paramedics. Thank you. Forest firefighters, BLM, Forest Service. Thank you. Hot shots and smoke jumpers and all those different ones, male and female, that risk their lives for perfect strangers. You're living this first. John 15:13. So thank you for serving. Thank you for giving. But especially, I want to thank Frank and Tim because I know them in Madison now, and Frank Nesbitt for his hard work and effort and his many, many years of giving to the community, loving them well and blessing them. His acts of service and giving through, the repair company that he had for many years. And I hope that we can do well with that as well and serve and bless the community like he did, and take that baton and grow that baton and make it that light shine brighter. What a man of purpose and man of giving. But I was thinking about that as I read this verse, just how that's what fire departments do, is they run into a house that's burning up and they may not even know anybody in that house. They run towards the fire when everyone else is running away. It's super amazing, super powerful. So God bless you for those who are first responders like that, emergency and protectors of our country, military, and those like that. That's such, excuse me. And God bless you, Frank Nesbitt. It's an honor to be um, working alongside you and doing our best to make a difference in the world, right? Our little world in Morgan County and in Madison, the town of Madison here in Georgia. So excited for what the future holds for us and what we're doing. And we're still coming on here. We're still creating our content. We're still meeting with you, men. We're still the Amish Matchmakers. We're still having epic intensives and events and things. And we're still learning and working and continuing to create great relationships and connection. And we love you. Those of you that are supporting us on this channel and on Facebook and on our social medias, we love you. Thank you. Thank you for your consistent faithfulness. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the orphans. We're not done there yet. I'm going to be creating a Facebook page in all my spare time, right? Would you be willing to help and keep helping? We've got a subscription base set up now to where you can subscribe and get monthly payments to the orphanage that we support. And we set that up to where you don't, it's on auto pay. Auto pay. Wow. That's such a powerful thing to have. And so if you would like to support them on a regular basis, hit me up. I'll get you a link to where you can subscribe and it will just come out of your bank account every month that you will be able to pay and bless them and won't have to think about it. You'll just know that that support is going. And we're going to continue to bring pictures and videos. I have committed to connecting and communicating with them every week now. Every Saturday, I told Choyita and Lupe while I was there, these are the parents and the people that serve and bless these boys, that I would call starting when I got back this coming Saturday, that I would start calling weekly and checking in, and I'm looking at these papers. This is so sweet. Speaking of them, you know, they made these pages of who they are, and I wanted to keep them. My name is Eduardo. I'm 11 years old, and my favorite food is hamburger. My dream is to be a police officer. And then he says, gracias por todo. Thank you for helping, and thank you for everything. And it's really powerful to be able to bless and serve those boys. And we're going to have pictures and videos of them telling that their favorite things and who they are, so they're real. And this was when I was there over the holidays, over Christmas and from Christmas Day to New Year's Day. And it was a powerful time with them. I'm committed to continuing to see them help boys and develop boys, but they're not getting any younger either. So it's who's going to pass the baton on. Just like we took the baton from Frank Nesbitt and this business of his and acquiring another company here. We have multiple companies, but our plan is to work in it to help develop things and raise up leaders, and then we'll just work on it after that and be owners. But again, powerful, powerful business, amazing man. And thank you, all of you that are here supporting me right now during this time, but also supporting the orphans that we love. And you love them now too, the way that you're supporting. So thank you. It's so awesome. Seriously, means really, really, really a lot to me. Very few people get to see my heart that way. Um, yeah, but if you'll let me show you, I'll take you to Mexico too. You can meet the boys and you can get to spend some time with them, play some games with them, play chess. It's a universal game. Man, they beat me too. They did. Oh, I won a couple times, but most of the time they beat me at chess. It was awesome. And it was pretty cool. Little fun fact, little side note. I had some earbuds, the new AirPod Pro things, right? And my new cell phone, Apple, it's nice. It's all in beta testing right now, but it works. I put in those earbuds, turned on the phone for translation, and literally as they talked, it was just a couple seconds or maybe 1-2 seconds behind, it would tell me what they were saying in English, like right away. So it's pretty cool to sit there and hear the boys. That I think I felt more connected to, and getting a real comprehension and understanding of what they were saying all the time, even in their banter and their fun and their playing around with each other and talking. It was really cool to hear all that. This time was different. So I'm grateful to have technology, and then to be able to have a better opportunity to communicate with them was really powerful to have that. Um, but God bless you. Love talk with the Amish Matchmaker. I'm Carlos Campos. A little bit later, it seemed to work yesterday. So probably around 7:30 ish. No, seven. It was about 7:05, 7:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to come back on here, Chantel and I, and in about an hour or so. and we'll get her take on this stuff. I'm going to ask her some questions about these verses on love and what that looks like, and even what it's been like working with Frank, because that's what we'll be doing. We'll be heading into the office there in Madison. She and I are both committed together as a couple to do this thing. So she's waking up earlier and she's getting going earlier, and we're still doing our Epic 30. I'm still doing these videos. We're still meeting with clients, and we're making it go. And she is the lead on this business. I'm telling you, I'm super blessed by her leadership. We are co-CEOs of the company currently, standing in while we raise up some leaders, like I said. But man, come on, she is doing amazing and just connecting with people, loving on people, and I'm able to kind of just get things set up in the background, all the little details of the technology stuff, and we're gonna get the website set up and got lots of great plans. Super excited for this stuff and super blessed. So it's time. It's time for you to step up and love more. Will you? Will you commit to love? I love you. I bless you in this process. We are the Amish Matchmakers, and we want to help you, seriously, to have a greater, deeper, more meaningful love relationships. Help you find a godly spouse if you're single. But if you're engaged or dating or married, we want to help you as well to make that marriage epic, to really go and understand what marriage mastery looks like. You've got what it takes. It's in you. It's just a matter of pulling it out and seeing that it's possible and that it's real. Gaining the skills of confidence, communication, and commitment. That is the 3 C's of love, 3 C's of intimacy, genuine love. And then help you create a legacy that is founded in love, freedom, and faith. Very important. And we want to see you succeed. So have a great day. God bless you. I'll see you in about an hour or so. I'll be back on here with Chantel. We're going to see how well technology does on the drive. It did pretty good yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. We're testing it out. We're doing our best to bring you some great content and bringing you some great experiences that we're having as we go. I love you. God bless you. Have a great day. And thanks again for being here. See you soon.